Hey, so I kind of thought it would be kind of cool if I share something with you. This might sound a little silly, but would it be okay for me to read you a story? I know that's random. This is actually a story. It's simple. I guess it's kind of catered to, a younger audience. But it's a story that's really important to me. I have the book right here. Yeah, it has a really nice cover. It's kind of old, but I try to take really good care of it. So, why don't we get comfortable so I can read you a story that's a little childlike, but maybe you'll find it relaxing or dumb and stupid, but I really hope that maybe you'll like it a little bit. Let me sit it down. Let me go grab a blanket. Alright, I'm all bundled up now. Alright, so this is a story about a night. It's again really simple and short, but it's important to me, so I'll share it. Alright. Not the best at reading stories, so I apologize if it's a little rough at first. But I'll do my best. Once upon a time, there was a valiant knight named William the Devoted, who fought bravely to protect the princess and her kingdom. William stood out as a knight. He wielded a rapier and had the most elegant fighting style ever. His moves were precise, yet delicate. It was almost as if he was performing a dance. All of the other knights, and even the princess, held William in high regard for his amazing skill and performance. However, one day, while William was out on a mission, he was severely injured. The tendons in his dominant arm were severely hurt, which led him to have to step away from his job as a knight. The recovery process took a while, but William continued to hold on to some hope that he could someday get back into his role as a knight. However, once he was able to use his arm again, he found that he could no longer make precise movements with ease. So, the fighting style he was known for was now something he could no longer do efficiently. William, now demotivated, would spend most of his time sitting at a park by himself. He would often lose himself in his thoughts, thinking that he lost everything that made him stand out as a knight. And if he couldn't stand out from the rest of the knights, how else would he gain the attention of his beloved princess? In order to stop himself from having such thoughts, William would try his best to distract himself, mostly by feeding the stray dog at the park. As days continued on, the two developed a nice friendship, and eventually, the dog followed William all the way home. So, naturally, William decided to take the dog in, and gave it the name Champ, and placed a small red scarf around his neck in place of a collar. Several days later, while William and Champ were going out on a walk, they overheard some commotion going around. only to find out that the kingdom was being attacked. Immediately, without thinking, William rushed in to help, taking his trusty rapier with him. William tried his best to fight off the enemies, but was struggling to keep it together. He noticed his mistakes with every movement, and the shooting pain made it hard to focus. In this moment, he knew that he could no longer go back to fighting elegantly. So, in the heat of the battle, William was able to notice a battle axe lying next to an unconscious enemy. Seeing as the axe was a weapon that didn't really need much precision, he took it and began fighting with it, making sure to use the blunt end to knock his enemies unconscious. This new weapon was much easier for William to wield, and slowly he was gaining back his momentum. Eventually, William was able to reach the castle and make his way inside. Upon entering the castle, he heard the princess scream for help. Immediately, William ran to her rescue, using his newly acquired axe to knock people out. Champ the dog was also able to help by distracting the enemies by biting them and running around so fast that no one could catch him. With their combined teamwork, they were able to save the princess. William then walked towards the princess and knelt down to say, "My princess, are you unharmed?" The princess smiled and said, "Yes, thank you for coming to save me. I'm glad to see you again." William smiled slightly. "I couldn't let them hurt you, though I am sorry you had to see that ugly, barbaric fighting of mine." The princess replied, "I do not care for how you fight, silly. Your values and what you stand for is what matters to me. Yes, it may not be the most beautiful fighting ever, but the reason why you fight hasn't changed. That is the thing I love most about you. I love you." William, now blushing, replied, "And I love you too." Time later, and the two got married and ruled over the kingdom together. Nothing could stop them, and they lived happily ever after. The end. And that's the simple story. I know it was really short and simple, and not all the details really got ironed out. But again, it's just a happy little story. Probably tailored to a younger audience, but I think there's some nice takeaways from it. Life can do so many things and can change in so many ways. Sometimes we may lose the ability to do something and have to figure it out from there and find a new path, just like William the Knight did. And it may not be the path, that we originally wanted to, but if it ends up getting us where we want to go, I think that's pretty nice, Just goes to show that life has many surprises for us, and we just gotta do what we can to make the most of it. So, maybe that story didn't resonate with you, but maybe you can take that away, knowing that you'll get where you need to be one step at a time, one day at a time, no matter what stops your path. If you really want to do something, you can do it. You'll figure it out. Alright, I think I rambled on enough. Alright, what would you like to do now? Had you indulge in my silly little story, so why don't we do something that you'll like?